Next problem. Mr. Sumant, a resident assessee furnishes the following information of income and expenditure relevant for the previous year ending 31st March 2019. First one, business income 83,000, long-term capital gain 4,10,000, short-term capital gain not covered by the section 111A rupees 20,000. So, and other short-term capital gain rupees 10,000, interest on debentures rupees 9,000. So here they have given the different rates of income. One, it is called as business income 83,000. Next, long-term capital gain 4,10,000. It should not be taken for the gross total income. After the deductions, we need to add it back. Short-term capital gain, and it is not covered by the section 111A, means which is not liable for security transaction tax. So it should be taken for the gross total income. And other short-term capital gain we have. So it is also taken for the gross total income. And interest on debentures, it's an income from other sources. So we have the different heads of income. So business income, long-term capital gain will not be considered. After the deductions, we need to add back short-term capital gain not covered by the section 111A. It is not liable for transactions, security transaction tax. So it should be taken for the gross total income. Other short-term capital gain, again for gross total income. Interest on debentures, it's an income from other sources. Next, they have given the deductions. Payment of medical insurance premium on own life. So rupees 3,000 can be claimed as exemption under section 80D. Next, donation to National Trust for Welfare of Persons with Autism, rupees 4,000. So they have given the different donations which has been given by the assessee for different associations or institutions. So any donations which has been given by the assessee, it can be classified or it can be claimed under this section called as 80G. So under 80G, we have classified into 4 categories. That is 100% deduction without ceiling limit, 50% deduction without ceiling limit, 100% deduction with ceiling limit, 50% deduction with ceiling limit. Now we need to check which are the donations which are eligible for 100% deductions and 50% deductions without ceiling limit and with ceiling limit. So first one, donation to the National Trust for Welfare of Persons with Autism. So here they have clearly mentioned that it's a national trust. So it will be claimed for 100% of the deductions without ceiling limit. So check the list and 100% category you have. So it will be deducted up to 100% without any ceiling limit. Next, donation to the fund set up by Gujarat government. So here they have contributing for Gujarat government. So even it is eligible for 100% deduction without any ceiling limit. Next, Rajiv Gandhi, donation to Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, rupees 1,000. So we have already seen that any donations which has given for the Nehru family or the Gandhi family trust or the associations or the National Drought Relief Fund, up to 50% we can claim the exemption without any ceiling limit. Next, donation to PM Drought Relief Fund, again 50% deduction without any ceiling limit. And donation to approved public charitable institutions, rupees 11,000. So this amount will fall in the 4th category, that is 50% deduction with ceiling limit. So 100% deduction without ceiling limit, all the national, state and any disaster funds, it will be categorized. Second one, 50% deductions, Nehru family or the Gandhi family or National Drought Relief Funds, 50% without any ceiling limit. 100% deduction with ceiling limit or with maximum limit, we have two funds. One, it is any fund or any donations which has been given for promoting the family planning or any donations which has been given for the Indian Olympic Association for the development of sports or games. And 4th category, that is any charitable institutions, any notified temples, mosques or any other institutions. So it is eligible or it will be categorized under 4th category or group 4. So here they have given that charitable institutions, rupees 11,000, So it is characterized or categorized under the fourth category, that is 50% deductions with ceiling limit or maximum limit. Okay, so let us see how to calculate the ceiling limit or maximum limit. So first, assessee, so they have told to calculate the net income, that is total income. So solution part, assessee Mr. Sumant, status resident, previous year 18-19, assessment year 19-20. Heading calculation of net income. So first one, business income, they have given 83,000. So we have taken short-term capital gain, which is not liable for security transaction tax, 20,000. Other short-term capital gain, 10,000. Interest on debentures, income from other sources, 9,000. So totally we have different four rates of income. So total amount is 1,22,000. And this 1,22,000 will be called as other gross total income because we have not included the long-term capital gain. So if you check in the problem, they have given the long-term capital gain of rupees 4,10,000. So 4,10,000 will be added after the deductions has been done. So other gross total income is 1,22,000. Now we need to claim the deductions under section 80D. What is the 80D says that any insurance premium paid by the assessee. So medical insurance premium paid on own life is 8,000. So it can be claimed as exemption or deductions up to rupees 25,000 for the family members less than 60 years, more than 60 years, 50,000. Parents less than 50 years, 60 years, 20,000. More than 60 years, for 50,000. Next, they have given the donations information. So we need to calculate the deductions under section 80G. So we have taken as working note. So let us see how to calculate the deduction amount under section 80G. So first, take 5 columns, that is first one particulars, second one gross qualifying amount, net qualifying amount, rate of deduction, amount of deduction. So first one, donation to National Trust for Welfare of Persons with Autism, it is eligible for 100% deduction. So gross qualifying amount will be 44,000, net qualifying amount without any ceiling limit, so directly 4,000 will be taken, and rate of deduction is 100%. So amount of deduction is 40 for 4,000. Net qualifying amount is without any ceiling limit, we can directly take that. Okay. Next, donation to fund set up by the Gujarat government. So gross qualifying amount, they have contributed 3,000 and it is categorized under the without ceiling limit. So net qualifying amount is 3,000 and the rate of deduction is 100% category. So 3,000 will be the deduction amount. Next, donation to Rajiv Gandhi Foundation, gross qualifying amount is 1,000, net qualifying amount because without any ceiling limit category 1,000, the rate of deduction is 50%. So 1,000 into 50% will get 500. Next, donation to PM Drought Relief Fund, gross qualifying amount, they have contributed 5,000 without any ceiling limit. So net qualifying amount 5,000. So rate of deduction is 50%. So 5,000 into 50%, 2,500. But last we have donation to approved public charitable institution. So it is categorized under the fourth category because with ceiling limit or maximum limit 50% deduction. So they have contributed 11,000. Now we need to calculate what is the net qualifying amount. Okay. So for that, first we need to take the calculation of net qualifying amount. So net qualifying amount will be calculated that 10% of adjusted gross total income or total donations under group 4, whichever is less. Means first we need to calculate the net qualifying amount by using the formula called as 10% of adjusted gross total income or total donations which has been contributed by the assessee under group 4, whichever is less. Okay. So adjusted gross total income is nothing but already we know that gross total income minus deductions under section 80C to 80U except 80G, because we are calculating the deductions under section 80G now. But in the previous problem, we have taken the except 80GG because there we are going to calculate deduction amount for 80GG. Okay, so here we are calculating the deductions for 80G. So except 80G, all the deductions amount has to be considered, and if any casual income they have given in the problem, it has to be added back. So first one, gross qualifying amount, that is other gross qualifying amount, is 1,22,000. So 1,22,000 is the other gross qualifying amount minus deductions under section 80C to 80U. So deductions is 3,000. So be careful whenever you are calculating the deductions for 80G and 80GG. First calculate all the deductions amount other than the 80G and 80GG. After calculating, then we need to calculate the amount, deduction amount for 80G and 80GG. Okay. So 3,000 deduction amount plus casual income is they have not given in the problem. So nil. So total amount is 1,19,000. So this is the adjusted gross total income. Now the formula for net qualifying amount is 10% adjusted gross total income. So 1,19,000 into 10%, or total donations under group 4. So they had they're contributing of 11,000. Okay, so 11,000 will be the amount donation. So 1,19,000 into 10% will get 11,900 or 11,000, whichever is less. So lesser amount is 11,000 only. So that 11,000 will be the net qualifying amount. Okay, so after calculating the net qualifying amount, the rate of deduction is 50% because it falls under the fourth category, 50% deduction with ceiling limit. So 11,000 into 50%, 5,500. So the total amount of deduction under section 80G is 15,500. That is 4,000, 3,500, 2,500, 5,500. So deduction under 80G, that is 15,500. So gross total, other gross total income is 1,22,000 minus 3,000 minus 15,500. So we get 1,03,500 is other total income because we have not had the long-term capital gain. Now we need to add back the long-term capital gain which has been given in the problem, that is 4,10,000. The total amount is 5,13,500 is the total income. Next problem. Mr. John, resident author of book, has assigned the copyright of his literary book to his publisher M and Company. So here he is going to give the right called as copyright for the publishing of book. Be careful, any royalty which has been received by the assessee purely for the publishing of book which is related to literary, artistic and scientific, that amount can be claimed as deductions or exemption under section 80 QQB. Okay, the royalty amount has to be received by the assessee for the publishing of books purely related to literacy or artistic or scientific nature. So here they are going to receive the amount for the publishing of literary book. Okay, so he has received the lump sum amount of rupees 8 lakh. So under section 80 QQB, the assessee have two options, that he can receive the amount as a lump sum amount, or the royalty amount can be received in the form of percentage. So if he is receiving the amount or the lump sum amount directly, we have the separate format for that. And if he is receiving the amount, royalty amount in the percentage wise up to 50%, 15%, that is 15% only exemption. More than that we cannot take into consideration. Okay, so here they have clearly mentioned that the assessee has received the amount in the lump sum of rupees 8 lakh. So that is the royalty income during the 1819. He has incurred expenditure of rupees 2 lakh 40,000 in writing the manuscript of the book. So if you check that, the assessee has received the income called as 8 lakh rupees, that is royalty income. So royalty income will be taken to the head called as income from other sources. Okay. So income from other sources is 8 lakh and the expenditure incurred by the assessee is 2 lakh 40,000. Compute is total income because they have given the income called as income from other sources. So based on that, we need to calculate the total income. If he is in resident in India, receives whole amount of outside India in convertible foreign exchange, out of which 7 lakh is brought to India within the prescribed time limit, and the return of income is furnished along with the prescribed certificate. So here the royalty, that is the is a resident in India and receives the whole of the amount outside India in convertible foreign exchange. So here the amount has been received by the assessee in a convertible foreign exchange within a time limit. So in such a case, we need to take the amount of foreign exchange rate within a time limit and we need to compare with the actual royalty amount received in the form of lump sum. So both has to be compared and from that whichever is less has to be taken, and from that we need to minus the expenditure, we'll get the balance amount. That balance amount has to be compared with the maximum of rupees 3 lakhs. So 3 lakhs, after 3 lakhs, whichever is less, that amount will be claimed as deduction. Okay, because they are receiving the amount in the form of lump sum. So this, let's see solution part. Assessee Mr. John, status resident, previous year 1819, assessment year 1920. Calculation of total income. So first one, we have the income called as income from other sources, that is the royalty income. He is receiving the royalty for the publishing of book, that is amount, lump sum amount. Be careful, the lump sum amount which has been received by the assessee is 8 lakh. So royalty income is 8 lakh and he has incurred the expenditure of rupees 2 lakh 40,000. So less expenditure 2 lakh 40,000. So balance amount is 5 lakh 60,000 will be the gross total income. Now from the gross total income, we need to minus the deductions, that is 80QQB. So 80QQB is related to royalty income received by the assessee for publishing the books purely related to literary, scientific, and artistic nature. So deductions. First one, amount remitted to India in convertible foreign exchange within the time limit. How much we have received in the convertible foreign exchange? They have given 7 lakhs. So in the problem they have mentioned that 7 lakh is the amount. So 7 lakh be taken and it has to be compared with the lump sum amount received. So lump sum amount received is 8 lakh rupees. So whichever is lesser. So lesser value is 7 lakh. From that, we need to minus any expenditure. So expenditure already we have taken, that is 2 lakh 40,000. Expenditure amount 2 lakh 40,000. So the balance will be 4 lakh 60,000. So that balance has to be compared or checked with the maximum limit of 3 lakh. Means up to 3 lakh he can claim the exemption. Above that he cannot claim the exemption. So balance is 4 lakh 60,000, but the maximum limit is 3 lakh. So only 3 lakh will be the exemption amount. So gross total income is 5 lakh 60,000 minus 3 lakh. Deductions under section 80 QQB. The balance amount 2 lakh 60,000 will be the total income. Next, we'll move on to Sri Mohanlal, resident of India. Sri Mohanlal, resident of India, discloses the following particulars of his royalty from his book. So he is receiving the income in the form of royalty from the book. Price of the book rupees 100 per copy. Number of books sold during the previous year is 18, 19, 24,000. Royalty received in India during previous year 2018 and 19 at 20%, 4,80,000. They have given the royalty amount 4,80,000 at the rate of 20 percentage. Because be careful, they have clearly mentioned that he is not receiving in the form of lump sum amount, but in the rate of percentages. So if he received in the rate of percentages or in the form of percentages, only up to 15% only he can claim the exemption, not more than that 15 percentage. So here he has received the royalty from the percent at the rate of percentage of 20%, or the amount 4,80,000, but up to 50,000 only we can take into consideration. So let us see how we can solve that. Expenses incurred 80,000, compute is total income. So total income, because they have the income called as royalty, that is income from other sources. So assessee Sri Mohanlal, heading computation of total income, residential status resident, assessment in 1920, previous year 1819. So income from other sources, that is royalty received 4,80,000, expenses incurred 80,000, balance amount 4 lakh. So that will be the gross total income. Now from that we need to claim the deductions under section 80QQB. And be careful, any amount received from the in the form of foreign exchange within this time limit, it has to be taken. But in the problem they have not given that information. So take directly the royalty amount, that is the gross royalty not exceeding 15 percentage. So actually we have received 4,80,000 and the royalty rate is 20%, but up to 50% only we can claim the deduction. So 4,80,000 is equal to 20%, then what for 15 percentage? So 3,60,000 is equal to 15 percentage. Now from that minus the expenses incurred, that is 80,000. So balance amount 2,80,000 and up to maximum of 3 lakh they can claim the exemption, whichever is less. So balance amount is 2,80,000, maximum limit is 3 lakh, lesser value 2,80,000, so 2 lakh will be claimed as deduction. So 4 lakh minus 2,80,000, balance amount 1,20,000 will be the total income. Next, next problem. Sri Rama has developed an improved model of a car and got it patent on 31st March 2018. So he's going to, or he has got the patented right for the car. Under the Patent Act 1970, we allowed AB Limited to use its patent right, and license has been granted to it under the Patent Act 1970. He has received a royalty of rupees 12 lakh during the previous year, that is 2018 and 19. So royalty amount received is 12 lakh. However, the royalty in accordance with the terms and conditions of the license settled by the controller under the said act is rupees 5 lakh. So he has incurred rupees 3 lakh expenses in developing his invention and getting it patented. So in this problem, the assessee has received the income in the form of royalty, that is the income from other sources, by the giving the patent rights to the other person. So 80QQB is related to the royalty income which has been earned by the assessee for publishing the books purely related to literary, artistic or the scientific nature. But 80RRB is related to the royalty income which has been earned by the assessee for giving the patent rights to the other person. Okay, so here you can claim the exemption under section 80RRB. So royalty received is 12 lakh, expenses incurred is 3 lakh rupees. And when in accordance, royalty in accordance with the terms and condition of the license settled by the controller under the said act is rupees 5 lakh. So as per the terms and condition, the remaining amount has been settled by the assessee, sorry, other party of rupees 5 lakh. So calculate his total income for the assessment year 1920 if he is resident in India and his business income is 5 lakh. So they have given the business income also rupees 5 lakh. So let us see the solution part. Calculation of total income, assessing, status, resident, previous year and assessment year. First one, income from business 5 lakh rupees. They have given in the problem. Income from other sources, royalty received 12 lakh, expenditure incurred 3 lakh rupees. So balance amount 9 lakh. So there is no any other incomes. So total 14 lakh will be the gross total income. Now from the gross total income, we need to claim the deductions under section 80 RRB. So that is the list of following. So be careful when you are claiming the 80 RRB, the list of the following has to be deductible. What is the list of the following amount? That is income from royalty. So income from royalty. So most of the students will get confused that actual royalty is received 12,000, but actual income from royalty, how much we need to calculate? That is 12 lakh we have received, but we have expended rupees 3 lakh rupees. So remaining part, that is 9 lakh, is the profit from the royalty. So 9 lakh has to be taken. So be careful, actual royalty will not be considered. After deducting the expenses, whatever the amount we get, that is the income or the profit, that will be taken into consideration. The income from royalty is 9 lakh and royalty under the terms of license settled by the controller. So in the problem itself, they have given the information regarding the royalty under the terms of license settled. That is 5 lakh rupees. Okay. And third one, maximum limit up to 3 lakh, you can claim the exemption. So even for 80 QQB and 80 RRB also, the maximum limit is rupees 3 lakh. So list of the following 9 lakh, 5 lakh and 3 lakh. The list of the following is 3 lakh rupees. So that will be the deduction amount under section 80 RRB. So balance gross total income 14 lakh, 3 lakh deduction amount, balance amount 11 lakh will be the